Hi everybody! We're here for another live, and today we get to learn about dapping, which I'm super excited about because I haven't really gotten to get into dapping until just now because we had a duel. So it's super exciting to be able to use this, right? So I'm excited to be able to share this skill and technique with you if you aren't familiar with it, or just like bring it back into your little toolkit as a little reminder. Hey, you can do this, like, especially if you already have those tools. I feel like, for me at least, like, I've done this before, but it's just been a very long time because I just kind of forget about it. So, just a good reminder as well, if you're familiar with it, hey, you can do that. So, but we have a lot of really fun projects today. We're going to keep it nice, short, and sweet because today is a holiday. So, we're checking in for our live, and then we're checking out for the rest of the day. So, let me get my comments pulled up so I actually can see everybody.
So it looks like it's doing kind of the same thing where it shows up kind of more of like a reel in the feed.
For Facebook.
Mm-hmm. Which I kind of did that half and half last time, so...
And today I have caffeine, so I'm going to be extra peppy. But I got Diet Dr. Pepper, I have to hit my protein goals and not have too many calories. But they didn't have coconut. I like to add coconut flavoring, and they only had vanilla. I added the vanilla. Normally I do like 2 of the coconut. I did 2 of the vanilla. It's a little bit too vanilla-y.
It's vanilla-y. I did the same
very,
thing.
very vanilla-y.
Took a drink and I was like, oh, that's really vanilla-y.
But it still tastes good. It's just like not what I was expecting. So
we have a few comments in here, which it's just a little harder for me to see them in this format because it likes to kind of filter out like which one's not in order.
Yeah, I can see them though.
But here. You can see them a little bit easier maybe.
Thank you, Kimmy. I do my best to make fun, exciting designs. Actually, my mom did a couple of these designs as well, so.
But not the one you're wearing.
Not this one.
That one's my favorite, actually. That and the earrings that go with it. Do you want to hold those up?
Which ones? There's 2 different ones.
These ones go,
yeah.
They're in the same set as yours.
So we also have these earrings, which I will show you how to do. We get to do some riveting as well today. This is like a cool project that I'm going to show you how to do. But they are super cute, and they have a slight asymmetry to them. And then I mirrored them as well, so they mirror when you're wearing them. But yes, I will show you that under the camera in a second. Anything else we need to like talk about before we dive right into this? Like any information, any new things?
I don't think so. I think we're ready to dive into the deep waters of dapping. That's a lot of.
And then next week we're doing a new product release, right?
Yes.
So
yeah, I think so. We'll see how far I get.
Yeah, so maybe.
We think
Hopefully she does it, because otherwise that means I'm gonna be doing some last minute design work that I don't want to do.
Last minute planning.
I'll be here on Friday and I'll be like.
I did create all of the products and they're all ready to go. We just have to make the designs and make sure everything else is like done for it.
Yes. So we will hopefully have new stuff. That's super exciting. So definitely check in for that because you want to get. Usually, are we going to have limited quantities of that at first, or is it just going to be like a little pre-order situation?
Good question. I haven't figured that out yet. We probably will do a bundle that's a deal. So sometimes it depends on how much time I have. Sometimes the only thing that's available is the bundle. Mm-hmm. I'm going to try to have them all ready to go so that you can either buy them separate or you can buy the bundle. Usually the bundle is a discount, so I think, that's my favorite way to purchase it and get a sampling of everything. So first you're going to have to be able to get the new stuff. It will be a bundle, and then eventually we will add it to the product line. So before we get into teaching, would you pop up each of the sets and tell them what comes with them today before we get in? Because I think we'll be kind of switching back and forth between techniques between the two sets, the samplers.
Yes. So let me pop this up. So we have the set for the necklace that I am wearing. Can you zoom that out? Because I am in mouth right now. Out. Yes. Okay, now I'm gonna look like this so you guys can see me. Anyway, here's our set here. It's gonna have all your main components besides any findings. So you will not get any jump rings. You will not get any
no jump rings, ear wires,
or clasps. Yes.
But the chain is included.
Yes.
And
to the
all
chain.
of the other components.
Mm-hmm.
So
chain, that's what's for that one.
And it comes with the rivets too.
Yes, it does.
And would you put the Carter up there for that too?
It'll have to give me a minute to get that.
Yep.
Okay.
Sorry if I'm not being as attentive.
There it goes.
We will have more than just the bundles. That's what we're going to try to do.
So this one is cart 100 for this necklace kit. I'm going to put our next one up here.
So that is necklace and earrings.
The kit is cart 101. So that is the other one. Same rules. You're going to get your chain. You're going to get your main components. Any pendants or charms are in there. But you will not get the beads. There's like only 3 beads in here. And you will not get the jump rings, clasps, or head pins / eye pins. No findings.
So, Connie, the bundles are on the Vintaj.com website. So you can find them either under live feature or new.
But yes to the rivets in both of them. You will get that because that is a more specialty thing and we don't expect you guys to have that.
Right, yes. So the other supplies are just basic kind of things that you probably already have in your stash.
You can zoom back in.
So we decided that we weren't going to do that to the warehouse crew and make them count out all the jump rings.
Because that is literally the worst part of the process.
Yeah.
And there's really no reason for it.
Yeah.
Because most of you guys have that stuff. So.
All right. Well, what do you want to... Let's do this. Let's do some of the dapping that aren't enameled pieces. And then we can move into some of the enameling. Because remember on the domed piece that you're wearing, we enameled that after it's domed.
Yeah, I know.
So
we'll do... Let me just process this in my head. I want to show these under camera first.
Sure.
And then we can hop into that. So let me do that. And we want me on the bottom?
Yes, I think that's what everybody has said that they prefer.
There we go. You can zoom out and move up.
Okay.
That's too much. Zoom back in a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Keep going. Okay, move up. There. Okay. Let me hop into this and let me show you guys some of what we have here. Under the camera. Zoom in a lot. Is that focusing for you? I have to move this up a bit. Yep, there we go. So we first have this beautiful flower piece that is layered, and then we have this wired on because we do have a bead here. And then we have this nicely enameled, and then just basic chain from there. This super fun bracelet. This is not wrap, this is just simply hole punched, and then we have our little eye pins going through there.
For some reason this is looking real shadowy today. I think it's because the pieces are really dimensional. So if you don't mind, we'll just try that and see if that helps. And you guys, we're not ignoring your comments. It's the view on Facebook is a little funny, a little glitchy the way it was last time. And it's making it a little hard to see what everybody's saying in order.
We have these earrings. Simple little ribbon there. I'll show you guys how I did that. And then we just did a little enameling here. And then here's the earrings I was talking about earlier. The slightly asymmetrical. You'll notice that this piece is kind of like diagonal-ish. Because if it was up and down, it'd either be here or here, but we have it here, so that's why it's mirrored. And then I did my chain asymmetrical, mirrored for that. And then the necklace, I need to take mine off, so. Did I put this? No, that's right.
I wonder.
So we have our star filigree right here, and I just wrapped this star filigree. And then we have our dot blank, which we just folded these up and set it into here. Just fits nicely and perfectly. And I just did a cool little thing with some jump rings to create some interest here. Overall, really easy. It's just a couple hole punches, a wrap, and then doing this dapping. So those are the pieces. We're gonna just dap a few pieces here in a second. And I think I might just adjust my camera a bit because I am gonna have to be using a hammer. And I don't wanna hit my phone with the hammer for some reason.
Yeah,
kind of a crazy concept.
Maybe if you go off to the side and tilt it up a little bit, then you won't be
Yeah,
hammering over.
I know what I'm gonna do, but I just have to do
Perfect.
it in a second here. And I just wanna get my pieces that I wanna dap here. I want to dap this, and I want to dap this.
I see what Corian's saying with not being able to see the comments very well in this view. How is it for everybody? Are you able to see each other's comments pretty well?
And then let me see what else I have in here that I might want to dap. I feel like that's pretty good. Just these three pieces we need to show dapped.
The star and those two.
But isn't that kind of like already shown by doing these other ones?
Mm-mm.
Why?
It just isn't. They behave differently.
I'm not gonna get out of here in an hour. She says that, and then she's like, you have to do every single piece. It's gonna take me 5 hours.
Okay, Peggy says, yep, I see comments just fine. I'm thinking maybe it's just the way it is viewing on the PC. Oh, okay, so if anybody's watching on their PC, it finally looks normal again. You can exit and re-enter if you're having the same problem that we were with it showing up like a reel. I wonder if it has to just like broadcast for a certain amount of time for that to disappear. Anywho.
Can you adjust the camera? I'm not centered.
Yes, ma'am.
And I know I'm gonna be leaning this way because of, where the piece is at.
Yes.
So I'm just starting here. I have my dapping block. I'm starting with the biggest circle on here, the most shallow, And my widest tip, these are your 2 tips. This end is a lot fatter than the other. So I'm using this one. And I'm simply going to use the flat side of my hammer here. It doesn't matter. You can use the bigger one or the smaller one. Just we're going to be smacking against that. You won't really exactly be able to see that, but you should get the gist. I'm just using the flat end against it. And so I'm going to push it up against the end, and eventually I'm going to get it to set in the center, and then we're going to flip it around, and we're going to go deeper, deeper, deeper of a dapping. Actually, I'm going to move this even further. I try to piece throughout, so I'm making sure to get. I had it just set up just right.
You just can't see what's happening here. Is that you can just only see your hand at the moment.
That's worse, because that's exactly where my hand is.
Okay, so we're just gonna follow you because this is kind of a really important thing to see right now, which is what is going on here with the piece itself. You just do you do what you're doing, and I'm gonna follow you, okay?
Okay.
But you don't have to worry about staying on camera at all. Already covered this, but why is it helpful to switch start with the most shallow circle?
Say. I don't know, I'm just following instructions.
It helps it not crease when you're doing it.
Okay, we're gonna go to our next biggest circle.
Which that one's probably okay. You probably can go straight to the deepest one on this one because it's not a blank. You can kind of skip some of the steps on this one.
Okay, we're skipping the other steps and we're going straight to the deepest one apparently.
Right, because, and I'll tell you why, it's thicker and it's going to be less likely to wrinkle.
You don't have it on there at all.
Oh, there we go.
You don't have to worry about being on camera. I'll take care of it.
Oh, snap. There we go.
Okay, we're doing the same thing again, but we're doing this piece because this is going to go behind what we just did.
So the design part down, like the front of the piece goes facing the block.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
said, somehow I feel that Ainsley needs this camera time. If only to get out her frustrations with me moving the camera. If you can't tell, she really doesn't like it if I change anything. Especially like last minute. Like if I'm trying to adjust stuff or like while she's doing it, she really hates it.
Something I like to do, kind of hard for you to see what I was doing here, but I was just moving let me do it with my other hand for a sec. I was moving my thing in a circle around my piece, like this, like so I'm moving it around, slowly going around with my hammer. Kind of gets it a little more even like that. Gets out inconsistencies. Okay, we're gonna move on to a deeper one.
And this one again, I don't think it's gonna crease. So I think you can go straight to...
It's a blank on the middle.
It doesn't matter though. You already got it started. I think you're gonna be fine. And if you're not,
guys, we're gonna blame her.
I'm playing it fast and loose so we can get out of here faster and skip a few steps. How it's gonna be? Yes, we've noticed. If you couldn't tell,
I'm abusive, guys.
In the nicest way. Wow, that like cold medicine that I took this morning is really working well.
Uneven. In some sense.
We'll see you later. Have a nice lunch, Jean. We're all moms here and know the signs, Peggy says. Whoops. Just shaking the table.
Don't poke the bear.
Don't poke the bear.
Ironically, I am the bear, and I really love bears. I'm obsessed with bears. I think they're really funny and goofy.
Okay, so would you do the blank one? Because that is the one that needs to be...
I'm going to do these other ones first because you're not going to have me do all the craziness, so I'm just going to do these other ones, and then I'm going to do the blank because the blank is the most...
The blank one is, it's the one that will crinkle. So it's the one that you have to do all the steps. So yeah, I would start with the biggest one just to get that rolling. Jean says, I'm trying to get him to take me to the antique shop. Ooh, bribery, huh? Bribe him with good food. Pretty much anytime I want to go somewhere, I would much rather my husband drive me. So if I can avoid it, and I'll take I feel like your dad is at the point where he likes doing that stuff now, right?
What stuff?
Like going to antique shops and
He
the kind
loves
of stuff.
shopping.
Yeah.
He loves shopping.
Right? And like
nobody can tell me otherwise. He loves shopping.
I feel like, you know, so your grandma Mary she's got like a really like refined taste in stuff. But he grew up in the farmhouse with the grandparents. And so he didn't have like kind of that same like experience as I did growing up. So I've had to shepherd him along the way to liking that, doing that kind of thing. I think because I was like the only one left, and I was a pretty like good kid, like well behaved. Oh, you don't want to. Sorry, I was distracted. You don't actually dap that one that deep. If you look at that flower.
I'm just straightening out.
Yeah, you just straighten the petals.
The petals
yeah,
out.
Awesome.
Yeah. No, I was gonna loosen it up.
You
after.
actually are doing like exactly what I did. Good instincts. So you're changing one of those flowers so you can kind of show the before and after of like how it adjusts.
No, we only have one.
Okay, well.
That's all you brought.
Oh snap. Well,
should have known that.
Whoops. But that's how it should look afterwards. But do you see how quick that is? This is why I'm not really a mean mom. Because it doesn't take that long, actually, to do some of these focal pieces.
She just has
he
to
just
prove
gave
it to
me
you
a look. Tell him he's in good company.
Shopping. Nobody can take shopping away from me. Never again.
It's the best.
I get like so much out of retail therapy. It is, and my mom will forever say it's her fault too.
It is my fault.
She created the monster.
I did create the monster. Well, because like whenever Ainsley was getting a little owly when she was little, not every time, but every so often, I was like, I think she really needs some daddy time, one-on-one daddy time, and I'd be like, go take her shopping. Or to get a treat or something, but it usually was like, you know, go to the store, and it didn't even have to be like anything like a big trip or anything. It was just like Walmart, right? And you got a few things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm like, I'm sorry. It's my fault.
She takes responsibility.
I take responsibility. Do you guys have any questions on dapping? I'm sure some of you guys are pros here. But I think what's nice about having the wood block is they're super reasonable to buy, and they're pretty flexible. Like you can do a lot of things with them, and having the two different punches is nice.
Your desire to ship will change.
What does that mean? Your desire to shop will change. No, she just will just want to...
No, I will not change. But you know why? Because I will just want to buy all the cute things for them. And I'll be like, here's this, here's that.
I know.
This is why I'm going into a very well-paying field. So I can buy everything I want to forever.
I think, only having one girl for me was on purpose, right? The universe was like...
My mom couldn't handle another daughter.
No. Well, and also,
not
like, I just wanted to buy all the things. I'm like, oh, that's so cute. Just make sure it's things you can use, right? Like retail therapy. So for me, if it's too expensive, it's stressful. So I can get just as much like retail pop out of thrifting. And it needs to be useful.
Super easy, that's done. Because we just don't need it to be...
That one might need to be a little bit... Compare it to that one. Is it the same?
No, it's not that... This one's not that dap.
I think it's just maybe one more circle.
No, look at...
One more. Yeah.
Oh, no, because I bent it. I bent it.
Oh, okay.
You have to remember that it's...
Yeah.
It's bent.
That's pretty good.
Okay, now for the intensive one.
Okay. So, if you're doing blanks, right, which you should do a bunch of blanks. Some of my favorite earrings are our very largest copper blank and dapped into this dapped shape, which is a lot of fun.
And we're going to start on the edges. Do you want to hold the camera again for this point?
Let me go ahead and start and let me see.
They're not going to be able to see anything.
Okay. Yeah, let me see from here if you want to
It'd
hold
be
your punch
fine
up.
if I was left-handed, but I am not.
Let me do this. This is what I'm going to do is I'm going to come from over here and flip it up. You guys get to see all of our nice, cool pieces. This is what I'm gonna do, is right like that. How's that? Yes, I can really see that well. But is it on the screen?
Yeah, it's on the screen.
Okay. There we go.
So I'm gonna start on my edges here.
Cindy, if it's good for the stuff, then it's worth it though. Good stuff, useless. Did you snack your hand?
No.
A little bit? No.
No, I'm just like my wrist hurts, so.
Oh, somebody gave a really good tip the other day, and they said always use the largest joint. So if you can use this joint,
That's gonna be way too hard.
But
no, I mean like I'm too strong.
But that will take some stress off your wrist. So I did one of these, and I was like, oh, I'm going to use this kind of concept for wrapping that centerpiece. And it was so thorough that hers turned out so much better.
Of course it did.
Because you're more patient, right? No crinkles, no wrinkles in it. I also like to rotate things, so I have like my collection of art that I keep in like what I affectionately call the art closet, and then when I feel like I want to change out a room or do something different, then I will grab from that stash. Chris? So is that like side 2?
Yeah, this is side 2.
Or like, sorry, size 2?
Yes.
So what Ainsley's doing, because we've had somebody pop in here, is starting with the largest size of the block first, and then progressively getting smaller with the sizes of the circles to dap this and not do it too fast at once. We can show, like after you do this, you can show what happens when you try to do it. That's a good tip too. Cindy says, hammering on a lower surface may make use of gravity to help with hammering.
Those two.
Peggy says, but my art closet has become 2 rooms. That's about right. I have gallery walls in several rooms, and then I will steal pieces from there and swap them out. Okay, tell us, before you start hammering again, tell us if you would like this. I was thinking about bringing some art to kind of dress up the backdrop for the studio here behind Ainsley to add some texture. What do you think? Do you think we should leave it all with just the jewelry displays that we have, or should we add in some art around them? It's going to stay, like this setup will stay, but I was thinking it might be fun to just add some more color. If you have a preference, drop it in the comments. If not, then we'll know you want it to stay the same, or don't care. Taking a, ooh, that's cute little waist belt you got going on there.
It's not a waist belt.
But you're
it's
using
pearls.
it as a weight, like a belly chain. It's really cute.
I've done it
show
before.
them afterwards. I've never
before.
noticed.
It's been a while since I've worn it though.
You'll have to show everybody the outfit afterwards. Okay. Cindy says add in art. It'll give me an excuse to keep adding my collection on. Ainsley and I always say
I'm calling it right now. I'm making my mom write in her will that I get all of the
Oh,
art. No one will appreciate it like I do.
you might have somewhat of a fight there, because
That's what I'm saying. Put it in your will. Put it in the will.
How about a certain percentage?
I get 75%. And then you can assign certain pieces if somebody's really
Okay,
passionate about
I
a certain
see.
piece, they get that piece. But I get all of it besides a couple pieces you assign to them.
Ainsley and I always said we were made to have way more money because we have such good taste.
Do you know the struggle that I have? I will look at something, I'll be like, oh, I really love this when I'm shopping online, right? I really, really love this. This is phenomenal. I really want this. And then I go check the price. It is always at least $400 to, like, it could be up to like $10,000. And I'm like, wow,
That's why we make good things.
Why am I being
honestly.
advertised this stuff? I can't afford it.
I have too big of an appetite for jewelry too. I have to make it.
But my algorithm thinks that I have money because
Because you have taste.
yes, but I do not have the money to spend $400 on a shirt. I would spend $400 if it's like cashmere or leather or something like that. But usually I can find a deal, so that even then I won't do
Or
it.
thrift it sometimes. You find it at Poshmark or that kind of thing. I think the hardest thing is like when you've got a bigger goal that you're saving for, not getting that like retail therapy. So I have to supplement it with creative therapy. I can make something. So you just have one more segment left?
No, I have a few more. This one?
No, I think, no, that's,
No, I haven't done that. This one's slightly.
oh, okay. I thought the other one was just as deep.
Oh, is it the same?
Yeah, I think so.
Or
I think you can skip to you can go to the deepest one now. One of those. Okay. Or maybe they're all in front of me. Okay, so as you're finishing that one up, I want you to show them kind of what happens if you just did into the deepest recess first. Yeah, that's like perfect. Perfect dome. Just so good. Now, okay, let's say we're getting impatient and you try to do just like from that, go right in the center. And let's see. Now this might be a look that you want to do, right? That one turned out okay, right?
It's okay.
It's crinkly.
It's a lot more crinkly though.
Okay, show them the difference.
We'll show them under the camera in a second.
And then do that one in the smallest one, straight in the middle. There you go.
Oh yeah.
Jody says, I told my husband before we even got married, do not buy me jewelry, I make my own. I refuse to let my husband buy me a wedding ring. We went to the antique shop to find one that was $100, and that is what I allowed him to buy me.
You and I are not the same.
He did buy me. Well, I was like, your dad will spend $1 million on me.
No, I know.
He spends way too much, and I'm just thinking about like, we need this money for a house. We need this money for other things, right?
I'm less practical in that sense.
I was just like, oh my gosh, because he like bought me all this custom jewelry before that, right? He had me like a bracelet made by his artist friend. He had like custom aquamarine earrings made for me. And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't even want to know how much he spent on those. I'm not letting you buy me an expensive ring.
I don't actually like receiving gifts from most people, but I feel like I know exactly what I want for a ring, and that's why it's not going to be cheap. So going to be exorbitant, I would say.
That's smart. Ooh. Peggy said I numbered my recessed areas so I know the order is easier. Okay, so you can put that back to your normal position.
Here's our perfect one. I'm gonna fix this. I'll do it
tight.
No. Stop.
Yeah,
stop,
like
stop.
I messed with this a little bit. You might have to fix it a little bit.
It's fine.
Okay.
So here's our perfect one. You can see the sheen, and here is our less than perfect one. It's not as bad because it's a smaller size, but you're gonna see the other one's like atrocious. But you can see there's like little imperfections here and there, but this one's not like that. And the hole, and the biggest difference is look at the hole. It became this like teardrop shape, and this other one's like a nicer shape.
Peggy says, Ains, I hope you find a super rich guy to marry. Yes, I hope so for his sake too, because her taste is like unmatched. Plus she likes to travel too.
I don't need to marry rich because I'll make my money myself.
But it would help because then they understand, right, your level of taste.
My taste?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
They won't think it's a waste.
And here's our larger blink.
So this is just to illustrate the reason for starting with the largest circle and working your way down. Your filigree and your other thicker pieces are going to be much more forgiving than dapping blinks, but you could take a really inexpensive piece and make it into a really super chic pair of earrings just by dapping it. You can also hammer it first, give it a hammered texture, and then dap it. But yeah. So I think we can get into enameling, right?
Yeah. Well, actually, I'm going to do this first before we do the paint. I do want to show that.
That sounds good.
So
I'm thinking we probably will get out of here in an hour and a half.
I kind of assume.
Yeah.
So. I'm just going to line this up. We're doing this at an angle, remember? And so because we're doing it at an angle, our holes are going to go in these two center ones. There's 3 here. You'll notice this here is at an angle, and then when we do the other one, it's going to be like this. So, so first we're going to punch our holes in here. Let me grab my phone.
Cindy, yes, we've done that, emboss and then dap. Back when we had our tools with Sizzix, we did a lot of designs like that. You can find on the design archive. So if you have those tools, it's a really fun thing to do. Is put a pattern in it and then dap it, and you can take a really reasonable piece and make it super custom. I am in love with these earrings, you guys. I think they're so creative. This pair that Ainsley did, I don't think I've ever seen somebody dap and then rivet things together.
Couple hole punches in there. Next we're going to take our rivets, which actually, can you hand me a couple?
Yeah. Oh, somehow I got like the one ear wire that was stuck in that tray.
And so this is going to be a little tight actually, so first things first, let me zoom in actually because this is not quite focusing properly. We are going to use our hole punch to just get this a little bit wider in our
the loops.
Yes. You could just use a bead awl as well. It's faster, so that's what I chose to do. Whatever is quickest.
Shortcuts, ladies.
And then I am going to take my rivets. I'm going to put them in here. I like to use something to press against this, so I just go kind of like this. Sorry, you couldn't quite see that. I'll do it again with the other one though, so it's fine.
Second chance to show it.
Pieces are so tiny, I'm fumbling with my fingers. Okay, I'm putting it on there, getting it a little bit secure, have it like this, and then I'm just pushing it against the mat to get leverage, and then pushing it through all the way. So
also, so we did something a little different with the bundles today. We put the chain in, which we normally don't do a lot of times, and we included most of the parts to make the whole piece from the inspo stuff. So let us know if you like it that way.
okay, and then we're gonna take our chain nose and we're gonna pull these out like that because we do need it to line up with our pieces, and we just make little fine adjustments until we get it to line up nicely. So I'm going to try and see if these will line up. It's like I took it maybe a little too far on one side. And straighten it up a little bit.
So you just keep adjusting those a bit back and forth till you get it to line up just perfect.
Yeah. And we can do one in and then the other one in. It's just a little bit easier if we get them pretty close first. And I did try to like punch my holes closer together from those little areas. So you can tell that it's kind of in on this blank area. I could have done it more center, but it's easier if it's a little bit closer for me to get these in there. Okay, these are pretty closely lined up, so I'm gonna do one of them. Oh, it looks like the other one's starting to stick in there too. I'm gonna start pushing these guys in Same way as before. Using the leverage of my mat. Sometimes we have to just kind of like finagle with this a little bit to get it to go in.
Do you ever use the plier to push on your rivet?
No, I don't think you can get the right leverage. So it's just easier to do it this way. Just pushing that together a bit. Now we're going to go back with our... I'm trying to remember how I got these in here. Give me a second to process. I'm pretty sure I did this. So we're going to go back in with our hammer. I'm putting this at an angle here. Let me get on camera though. Can you see that?
That might help, right?
I'm doing it on this corner, and then I'm going to go in with this more fine tune end, and I'm going to hammer it. Go to the other side, do the same thing.
Would you say this particular riveting is the most challenging thing that's out of these pieces?
I
probably?
think it's just a little bit harder to line up. As long as you're pretty like smart about your placement of your holes and fine-tuning your rivets, it's not too bad. Obviously, it's a lot easier for me because I'm not inventing the process this time, and it's my second time doing it. Okay, and then what I like to do at this point is I just like to take my pliers and pinch down on the back, so I want it to get it really tight. And then I just use both my hands like this and just like
brute force.
All of my force. Just to get it really nice and tight. Do the same thing with the other side. Do it till you're shaking. That's what I do. Is I'm like,
do you feel like when you started using these more tube style rivets, you're like, where have you been all my life compared to our old rivets? They're just so much easier to use, I think.
I agree. So now we have it riveted. And that wasn't really that bad. Like obviously I did that pretty quickly. A lot faster than when I was trying to figure out how to do it. Oops.
All right, on to enameling, right? Now, do you have is the heat tool plugged in for you? Because this is something that I feel like I used.
Yes, it looks like it is.
Yeah. I used when you're dealing with, when you're doing something undomed. And what I was thinking is you should enamel a flower or like all of your pieces at the same kind of time. So it's not like one piece, the other piece, so you can kind of show them all at the same time. Now you've got an already dapped flower there.
Dun, 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 dun. I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing. Okay.
And then maybe go through each color. So
I also just want to say really quickly for this one, it's very easy to do, but something you're going to have to use, I'm not going to show because we just showed riveting.
Yes.
Is I just took a random scrap of metal, right? I'm not going to use this for anything. I cut it and I put it behind. These flowers have a larger hole, so if I were to rivet it, it wouldn't hold against this. So that's why we're doing this, taking a little cut piece, and we're hole punching it and then riveting it to the back of this.
You can also use a bead cap or a washer.
Yes.
But a metal scrap works really well. Just a little tiny square on the back is great.
Yeah. So
now
it's just being useful of like whatever resources
one more
I had.
thing, the flower that you will get with these earrings, the top one, is slightly different that comes in the kit. We had these on the website. They sold out like right before
we were gonna use them. I was like, I literally checked this. What do you mean there's not any?
Yeah. So it's the decennial flower that you'll get with that.
Whoever was buying those,
same size,
you get to do the actual design
if you have them. Yeah. So something fun this week, instead of doing antiques, we are featuring the Ultimate Paints. Now, when we go, we haven't finished our rebrand on these yet, but we are going to be leaning more towards their enamel properties when we do it. So we thought it would be fun to show why the paints are more like an enamel. And it's going to be important that you use Ultimate Paint and not stain and not antique for this process. And you're going to be able to see why as Ainsley does this cool demo. So we used a lot of colors. I went back through, I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with Sarah Luckinen and C-Coop Beads, but we used to work with her a lot back in the bead and button days. She would always be at the shows, and she does really gorgeous professional enamel techniques. And I was looking back through some of her inspo for color palettes, and we got this really just kind of gorgeous palette. I'm going to put this under there for them to look at, a couple of these while you're shaking those up. Do you want the paint shaker, actually? You want me to grab that for you?
You can.
The Vortex mixer.
I just didn't know where it was at. It's not on the table.
It's just sitting on the...
There you go. It's not plugged in. Oh, it is plugged in.
It is plugged in. I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick, though.
I'm being abandoned.
Some people like to see it shake.
Okay. Just mixing these guys up. You can take now to mix your own paints up as a reminder. There's so many paints today. This is normally a lot faster. I'm glad you like the complete kit, Cindy. This is the perfect opportunity for you. Alright, so for a couple of these I have a little bit different techniques depending on which one it is. For the larger pieces and the so this piece and our dapped circle, we're going to be doing more of a pour directly on effect. But for this piece, I laid out all my colors and I took a head pin and I just little dot 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 on there and then blended them together more. So we're gonna first do our little pour on and then we'll return back to this little piece here with our little dotting effect. And what colors did you use on your original flower in this one?
That one is just
this and this and green.
Yeah. Yes. So
this green.
That piece. Let me look at it a little closer. It's yeah, I would use a combination of, 'cause I think this one may have had emerald in it, but you can do it. You can use it with those three.
Yeah,
that's what I would do.
Okay, we'll do a similar look, and so I'm gonna start with my verdigris. Can you get me a head pin?
Yes. Or here's a scrap for you.
Yeah, it works too. I'm just kind of randomly drawing on this because it doesn't need to be too intentional. Then we're going to go with the turquoise. Wow, this turquoise has seen some days. She's suffering a bit. I'll show you guys in a second. Look at her. The tip is so bad. I don't know what happened here, but she's been through a bit. Okay. And then our moss. Doing it on the edges. This turquoise has seen some days, Mom.
Oh yeah, you know, I noticed that. Whoops.
Oops. Just pushing it towards the edges.
That's looking really pretty. Except for, are you zoomed in now?
No, I need to
zoom in, yeah. Because that's like so pretty. Connie's asking what the third color is. Tell her what three are you using right now?
Verdigris, moss, and turquoise.
Yeah.
I will go back in a second. I'm just getting this stuff to go to the edges to add more color here and there. Really get the effect that I want.
Yeah, so these bundles that we have, this is the only instruction provided is what's included in our class today. Everything else is basic jewelry construction, and there are close-up photos of the kits on the website, or they're not really kits, they're samplers because they're not complete. You need to add in a few findings, which should be easily available in your stashes. But thank you, Peggy, for answering that while I was out of the room.
Who chewed the bottle?
Who chewed the bottle? I don't know what happened to that one. It's like
I wonder if they left it in the heat, or maybe they cut it.
It looks like it's cut. I wonder if like somebody got like overly vigorous trying to unclog the tip and
yeah, maybe that's
did that. Or you know what? Actually, what probably happened to it? This has happened before. where if you put an eye pin in, and I think this is exactly what happened.
Oh,
if you put an eye pin in it, and then you screw the lid down on it. So if you put an eye pin in your bottle, don't screw the lid back down on it because it will ruin your tip. That's exactly what happened to that, I'm sure. Ooh, so pretty. Xavier got hungry. That's funny that you say that because he has had like insatiable appetite.
He looks crazy right now.
He's like a spider. He's like all limbs.
He's literally like his arms like went like this, just like shot out, and now his legs are crazy long. He looks hilarious in my opinion. It's very comedic. It's also kind of sad. I'm like, what's happening?
Like, you're gonna be taller.
You're supposed to be a baby.
I wrote down a letter, which I got to talk to him this morning, because he called me real early this morning. But I told him that that he's all limbs right now, and that he will be soon taller than a few of us.
Just doing a quick.
Oh, interesting.
I can add more colors if I do it like this in the ways that I want to. Also, it does kind of add a cool texture if you want a texture. It's not what I'm going for, but it is a cool look. Just trying to get these.
So it's been a minute since we have featured the Ultimate Paints. So because we're doing an enamel technique today, and I feel like when you do flower designs, enamel's really compatible with them. I would say that's a little thin now, though.
No, I know. I was going to add more color again. I didn't want the moss to be as dominant.
It was too. There was more in there than what you wanted.
Yes.
So you want a generous amount on there when you are when you're creating the enamel look. Yes, that's a really great point. Peggy says if you have trouble after this live, you can always ask for help in the DIY with Vintaj chat. There's always someone looking at that. I see notifications come in over the weekend, and I don't ever mind answering questions. Now, if it's something like about points or things that are going to like require research, then I usually reserve that for the weekday. But if it's like, hey, can you help me with this technique or help me find that, usually one of us will get to your question right away. So the Ultimate Paints are going to have more of that enamel feel. They're going to be super durable, just like an enamel, and they're going to be a lot thicker bodied than the antiques or the stains.
Much more pigmented.
So when you're just antiquing or when you're trying to find the recesses, they could be a little bit harder to use for that purpose. But for making something look like fired enamel, they're really just perfect for that.
There's a little dot here, and so I'm just going to add little dots on the edges.
Because I want to say it's been like months, plural, since we have done anything with the Ultimate Paint. Because we really just have been wanting to create a lot of content using the antiques because they're super easy to use. But the original, like we had these before we had stains, before we had antiques, so still super in love with everything you can do with these. I think that's good.
No, I think so too.
If you just want to move that one off to the side and do your polka dotty one next, because I am in love with the little flower that you did. Would you like a Clorox wipe for that
I'm going
area?
to. I'm just getting like the excess off of there and kind of.
Yeah, it's so pretty, isn't it, Peggy? She said, I really like the look of the center of the flower.
Okay. you want to go through and clear all those tips?
Sure. Yeah, I'm just holding this while you finish cleaning so that we don't get the clunk, clunk, clunk of the table. I think if we put like foam around the supports, do you see how it doesn't do that since I'm holding it tight?
Yeah.
I think if we like wedge stuff in there, it won't do that.
Okay. You just drip these colors directly onto this.
Well, do the little flower. That's what I want you to do. Is your polka dotty like little?
I was planning on doing this one first.
Okay, but yes, I just dripped them on and I heat tooled it while I was doing it.
Why do you want to show this one?
Only if you want me to.
Okay. You get the hot seat.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna be faster at it, so you want to get out of here in 15 minutes.
Okay, we will try. I'm not loving being on camera all like sicky face, but what?
I don't want to hear it. You hear my voice in some of those videos when my voice was just like gone and I'm like, it sounds so bad. Anytime I see one of those reels, I'm like, oh my god.
But your face isn't like all like.
Guys,
Gavin saw my face
of
this
it.
morning and he's like, oh yeah, you're a little swollen, aren't you? He's honest though.
Yeah. Gavin's a little rude for that.
No.
A little no filter.
Okay, I need my other piece. Hey guys. We'll see. We'll see how recovered I look.
I think you look fine on camera.
On camera. Here's yours. We're funny. Okay. That's centered. That's good. And then I'm going to keep my inspo piece up here. So this is all the colors.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I just wanted to get out.
Yeah, this thing's trashed. I'm gonna get this out of the way first.
I was squeezing with my hand extra hard to get any.
Goodness. Okay. The tips do not come this way, guys. They come all nice and perfectly clean when you get them, not trashed. So we're just making like a polka dotty kind of pattern on here. Peggy says, Jean, you know you're among friends and family. Hey, but there might be the random person on the internet that's like...
I don't think anybody cares that much.
No, nobody does, right? And it's probably kind of like, egotistical to think that anybody cares?
No,
I would
just
say.
like really don't think it's that deep.
Okay.
And you look fine on camera. It's not doing anything weird.
So I got a little bit more of this blue in there, I think, than I wanted. So I'm gonna absorb that up a little bit. You can be more particular about this if you want. But they really can just
Almost drink yours.
come out a little.
Sheesh.
Don't do that because you don't want to get
No,
this
I know. Like I
cold.
said, I almost did. She's
It's
drank
not
so much
fun.
more than me.
I know. Why do you think I had to go to the bathroom? Like twice. I was like, dang, I drank that and it's caffeinated. So it went through pretty quick. Oh yes, we will go through what all of these colors are because there's a lot of them. So as you can see, this is domed, so it's dripping off a bit. I'm going to move this out of the pile of loveliness and hit this with the heat gun. But I will go through what all these colors are. This is actually looking kind of cool as it is. You're going to get a different look each time. But I'm really liking the way most of this looks, so I'm gonna hit it with the heat tool to keep it from running. It won't completely dry it, and I'll get Ainsley's flower over here as we're going along. But she did this one, which I think is also a gorgeous alternative, which is using all the colors that we featured today. And then I think I want just a little bit more. There's a little natural brass showing over here. Would you hand me?
Say a little more dragon eye and.
Yeah. Would you hand me a wipe for this area?
Look at that, she's learning, guys.
Well, during the live, I'm pretty good about cleaning up my mat. Not at home so much. I could let it get real crusty. Okay, so let's get this back up here where you can see it again. So I have a little blank area there, and I'm just going to decide what do I think is missing. A little bit more coppery, and I'll go after we're done with this. I'll go through and tell you what all the colors that we used today, because we didn't create like a specific set with them. Really, you can take this technique and use any of your colors that you like. And then to really give it that pop, I'm using the iridescent gold on the top. And this is going to give everything that kind of metallic sheen to it. And so I'm just giving it like a little bit of a little coat over everything and absorbing it up. Okay, this one's pretty done. So I would let this completely set up before you start wrapping it, because you have to be kind of careful. I will show you how to wrap this right now. But I'm just going to be really careful not to dent it, but I would suggest that you do it right away. Before we do that, I'm going to go through all of the colors that we used today, because personally, I think it's a really gorgeous palette. So we used neon green, and these are, again, they're all Ultimate Paints. Turquoise, moss, dragon eye, hematite, petalite, verdigris, sandstone, and iridescent gold. So those are all of our colors. And then this wrap is super easy. So all we're going to do is flip up every other one of these tabs. And you want to really kind of get them out of the way, especially if you're impatient like me and have not let this completely set up, which you really do want to do that, but just for the interest of showing you what this looks like, this process looks like, we're going to do this right now. So I'm going to be a little bit more ginger with this when I'm putting it in here, just because I don't want to mar my finish. Now the hole, we want to hide that, so what I'm doing is putting it underneath one of the tabs. It looks like I need to bend this prong out just a little bit more in order to get that to just sit in there easily. without messing with it too much. Okay, so now I can get this to lie flat. I'm gonna rotate this so that this hole is right underneath this bottom tab. So we can hide it right there. Because we want to cover it with the design.
You're a little off camera.
Oops, sorry. Getting used to this being on camera stuff.
It's not like you've had to do it for over a year now.
It's different. Okay, so when I teach the master class, in all fairness, I'm not doing it as a split screen. So I've got a lot more because, you know, we're not showing this part while I'm teaching. And then it's wide, so I have a lot more play in there. Hopefully you guys are getting the idea of this. It's pretty easy to do. You just flip them down, and this blank is the exact right size to fit in here once it's been dapped. When it's flat, it's not the right exact size. So here's the original. Which one do you guys like better? There's the original where I kept it more like dotty, and then this one is a little bit more flowy, but the same color palette. I think I like the flowy one a little bit better. What about you? Which one do you prefer?
Flowy, I agree.
Yeah, right? It looks a little bit more like real enamel-like.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, you get to do your polka dots next.
Also, guys, just don't forget to give a like and maybe share if you have somewhere to share it to.
Yeah.
So
No giveaway today because everybody else at Vintaj is on vacation. We are the only ones working today.
Yay! It's okay.
You guys are so much fun, though.
I enjoy spending time with you guys.
I would be sad if we had to skip a class this week. So I was just like, we're doing it anyway. And I'm like, Ainsley, you can use the time later this week.
Which I will be. Okay, so now we're going to just show the flower as quickly as possible because it's already 27 and we wanted it to be in an hour and it's already almost an hour and a half.
Yeah. I mean, you could
so I'm just going to speed run this.
We can go 5 minutes past,
Ready?
right? Okay.
We're going to add all of our little colors to the table. Add a drop bit on there. And we're going to go through. Dun, dun, dun.
We will, before we leave as well, go through what the construction of the other pieces is. Because also I feel like we kind of need to show the star, how that wrapped on.
I showed it earlier a little bit.
You did, okay.
I showed the front and the back.
Oh, Peggy says, Ains, the waist bracelet does look good on you. I know, it's so good. She's got this itty bitty little waist and she accessorizes it really well. It's so cute. I used to have an itty bitty little waist too.
The goal is for it to be even smaller, so I go to the gym. It's pretty small proportionally, though. The stupid evil one. Back to the thrashed one. Seen better days.
Cautionary tale of not putting an eye pin in there and then closing the lid on it.
It was definitely not me who did that.
No, I'm sure it was me. Probably left it in there and got distracted.
No, I feel like it was one of the other people.
Maybe.
Could have been like Aunt Wendy or Mackie.
Could have been. Or maybe I left the eye pin in there and somebody else closed on the lid. That's probably more likely.
Yeah. Okay, I need a new head pin or eye pin. Or scrap. That works too. It's just a little less easy to hold. Okay, I'm going to go through every single one of my colors.
Yeah, it's a little better. Make it easier on you.
I'm going to go through all my colors and I'm just going to dot them on there. A little deep dot. And it's better to do at this point. I actually did it after we
made the earrings.
Made the earrings, so it's not fully covered in the way I would like it to be. But here we are. It worked-ish. I did my best. I just do kind of a...
I think you just had to be a little bit more careful, right? But doing it that way.
I did have to be a lot more careful.
It's kind of like wrapping that disc right away. I did it, but if you, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it because you can scratch it pretty easily. And actually, I did end up marring my first piece that I did that way from doing it too soon and had to fix it. But luckily, it's pretty forgiving medium.
I'm trying to keep similar tones together. That is one thing I tried to do. So like this pink and sandstone are really nice together. So I try to keep them together. And then I'll do the same thing with some of my other colors where I know my my like blues are gonna go really well with my neon green. But otherwise this is mostly random. And I'm also putting my copper and my hematite together.
It's kind of a nice way to do that, just going down the line of having them all laid out, and then you do one color evenly distributed, and then you move on to the next color. It's a smart way to do it. Very methodical.
Inverted green, I'm putting that with the green. And then I'm gonna go in with
Dragon's Eye.
my.
You also can use, if you have it in, if you do have it in the antique, it's the same formula, metallic copper and Dragon's Eye. So I feel like our pieces are turning out even more enamel-y today than when we did our original ones the other day.
That's rough. Then our turquoise. Our hateful turquoise.
Very, very pretty.
Then I'm just going to go in and pop any bubbles and then absorb more of the excess. I had a little bit less when I did my original one.
I think it looks good like that though.
No, I know. I'm not going to do too much. This is a bubble here. That needs to go away. And then I'm just going to do just a tiny bit of absorption.
And the less amount of Ultimate Paint you put on there, the less it's going to blend together.
Yes.
So if you want to keep more separation between your colors, put less on.
Yes. Okay. And come on, there we go.
All right, if you would go through the construction of your pieces quickly, I will go through the construction of mine, because I do need to show quickly how these other flowers were dapped, because we decided to do it after.
Yep. Okay. Dun dun dun. All right, let me move this guy out of the way. It's so pretty.
It's a pretty pile of enamels there.
And we can kind of see how this is drying. It's like mostly dry, but not completely, but it's very, very enamel-y. Try and zoom out a bit, you can kind of get a better feel. There we go. All right. Go through the construction really quickly. We're gonna start here because it's just chain from there. Little chain bit, 2, connected, chain, 2, connected with hole punches into here. This star is the DAP star. Simply folded it over the edges of our blank here. Just finagled with it a little bit to get it exactly as center as possible. And then my hole punches are on the either side of the 2 arms of our star. So top and bottom. This side is exactly the same for that. We're gonna go down. I did 2 larger, 2 smaller, 2 together, 2 together, 1, and then a normal jump ring right there. This you saw earlier. That should be a pretty good overview. We know exactly how to do this part, and then I just connected these pieces with jump rings. These 2 are on the same and these 2 are on the same. Only one of these has 1 jump ring per chain. So 1 tendril of itself, a loop and a loop, like a, not a loop, but a jump arch ring? And an arch. No, the shape.
Oh yeah, swag.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then they're just kind of connected in there on here. There's no hole punches for this part. This is just all into the pre-existing arches of the piece. And then your other earring is just exactly mirrored from this. All right, we have...
So your earrings, that's the last thing, which I think you kind of already showed that.
Yes. This is just simple connections, and then this is... You do hole punch this little daisy here.
And you took the loop off that?
No. You just line up your loop here in between 2 petals so that you can just connect it easily. It's a much cleaner finish than trying to hole punch.
Nice.
And then this, like I said earlier, this is a simple little clipping. You could do a washer, anything that's going to keep this nice and tight to our piece and not be as loose as one of our flowers holes. So something for that. And then it's just riveted together. Then we have my mom's.
Do you want me to go through those?
Yes, you can go through those.
I will swap with you again.
Soupy swappers.
Okay, because I'm going to show you really quick, just dapping this flower, because we did, and I'm going to use this one that's had some time to dry. So the reason that we're doing this not beforehand, but now, is because it's a whole lot easier to get this enamel look when you're doing it flat. And because we don't have to do a lot of manipulating on here, I'm not really worried about this cracking. This flower actually had sitting around for months like this. So it had already been enameled. So this one that Ainsley did just had time to dry. So all I'm doing is just in the largest size of this, dapping it, and we do that with the fully dried enamel piece. But that's kind of really cool. And then I just take, where's these guys?
We don't have those here, remember?
Oh, did I forget to bring them? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, all we're going to do is we're going to do the very exact same thing to a different degree with these center petals. So I just dapped this one to match, right? The same largest size dap. And then this one, I went in and bent up all the petals. So you're gonna stack all three of those together, and then I just took a little bit of crystal on our 20 gauge natural brass wire, and then created a coil in the back, which this is like fit. This is really comfortable with this size of wire. It's fine that it moves around like this and loose. It's okay to be spinny. If you really wanted it to be immovable, then you could tighten it down a little bit more, but I think it's kind of fun for it to be a little bit fidgety. You can play with it when you're bored. So that's that.
And I actually did go through your bracelet earlier.
Yeah. So this was pretty easy. I just added a hole. And then again, this is that same 20 gauge natural brass wire. And then this has been enameled prior to fitting the piece.
Oh, crazy. Afterwards.
Yeah, I wouldn't suggest it. I would do it ahead of time, let it completely dry. Again, this is from like a 2-year-old class. It was sitting in my stash, and I was like, oh, I think I'll just use that one because it looks really cool with it. And it's the only copper blank that I had in my studio stash. So there you go. But that's it. You want to pop it to full screen so we can say goodbye? Maybe just put up, actually, you want to just put up the 2 bundles really quick for anybody who didn't get to see those earlier.
Yeah, you guys can see the
outfit. Sorry, Peggy and guys, off screen. I'm going to say it's because I'm sick today.
She'll always find something that's like, this is the outfit. I have a belt on and these pearls on.
Wait, put your jewelry on with it, because I thought that like it makes the outfit, right?
Yeah.
Wait, should we each wear our things for funsies? You put that one on, and I will put my flower on. So you can get an idea of what those look like.
There's, oh, it's the wrong way.
Looks so good.
There's her.
That's what the flower looks like.
Okay.
I really like it layered with other stuff.
And then here's this one. Sorry.
Oh, you stepped on my shoe. You can sit down.
Nice little length there.
And also, like, I can move this down since you're on full screen again, too. There we go.
All right. So,
yeah, if you want to pop on those 2 kits really quick, again, oh, please show the back again. I will do that. I'm guessing she needed to see the back of this because she probably couldn't see the coil. I'm sorry, you guys. Like, I was seriously so sick this weekend, and we moved my oldest son out of his apartment, so I was like really pushing it hard. So I'm just a little fuzzy today, if you couldn't tell. So I apologize for not showing that effectively. The coil on the back of the piece.
okay. I'm gonna pop those kits up. We have cart 101 for the necklace that I just showed, and the earrings and the bracelet. And then cart 100 is this necklace I'm wearing, and then the riveted earrings that have the little chain swoops on them. Everything is included besides findings in those, and we do include the rivet.
Because not everybody has those, right?
Cart 101 and cart 100. Everything for today.
I want to see, can you put these on? I want to see what they look like on. Because I'm going to make
only 5 minutes over. Actually, let me show you guys this thing last minute. Now it's 45 minutes and almost 2 hours.
Put them on anyway because I've got to take a photo of them. So, there.
I'm not taking photos after this.
I'm just gonna sneak up behind you and go, snap.
Oh, I have to take my earrings out.
We can say goodbye. What do you guys think? Maybe I shouldn't make her do that. Do you need to see them on? Ah! This is a disaster! Did you drop it?
Yeah. Well, thankfully I didn't drop the ear nut, but, you know. Guys, she's putting my anxiety on the...
Wait. We can probably take that off, right?
Yeah, it does this sometimes. I did take it off. It just didn't go off. What earring is this? This is the wrong side.
Hey, how entertaining would it be if I didn't push any of your buttons?
I would feel amazing.
But what I want to know.
You guys enjoy my suffering, apparently. She thinks it's appropriate to make me suffer for your enjoyment.
It just happens naturally. I don't think I do it intentionally. I think that's just like, it happens as a result of existing.
Maybe you should do some better existing and think about other people's feelings.
You know what? I should. No, I do.
Not enough.
Out of the people that you know, how much do I consider other people's feelings?
Maybe this will make her feel anxious trying to push in more
on a sliding scale.
It just doesn't apply to me, apparently.
No, it does. Totally. I just also am like going...
Oh my gosh, hey, put this stupid thing up again.
Oh. I mean, it's not stupid, but yeah. Alright, guys. Just wanted to show you... I just wanted to showcase, like, these are the coolest earring design that I've seen in a very long time. I wanted you to appreciate it.
It keeps doing it.
It keeps coming back up.
It just keeps coming back up.
I think it really wants you guys to know that bundle...
It's the right one, actually. It is the right one.
All right, guys. Have a happy Labor Day.
Yes.
Yes, we're going to go, like, take a break now.
And now she's talking in my ear.
Sorry. We're going to go take a break now. So have a nice rest of your day.
And we'll do pictures tomorrow, not today.
Yeah. I just figured you wouldn't want to, like, put the outfit back on.
I don't need to wear this outfit. I can just put this shirt on. I don't even need to put a skirt on. I'm not gonna see this.
All right, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Have a